Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my Treadmill Series, part 4. And no, there was not a video last week. I was not able to get on the treadmill last week. I couldn't go to rehab. I had to have 2 radiations scans because when they removed my thyroid back in January, still got the scar, um, they discovered some cancer. And they wanted to make sure that there was nothing left inside where they had removed the thyroid. So 2 radiation scans. In preparation for all of that, I had to have a low or no iodine diet for 2 weeks, which was interesting. Maybe you know, but I didn't know how many foods and beverages have iodine in them. But I found out. No seafood, no dairy, no dried fruit, and other delights. Um, so there was that. And then had the scan where they discovered 3 little areas that were of concern. So they decided to go ahead, give me the second radiation treatment. Then I had to spend a week not being in contact with anybody else. Nobody could be more than 6 feet or less than 6 feet away from me. I had to be 6 feet away from others, including the cat. Try to explain that to a cat. So a very difficult time. And of course, I couldn't go to rehab because there are other people there. So no treadmill. So anyway, and the scan looked good. It looks like everything is pretty good, although we'll keep monitoring it. But anyway, that's why I wasn't on the treadmill. But yesterday I was able to go back and I meditated on the next phrase from the Buechner writing, Listen to Your Life. Um, touch, taste, smell your way to the holy and hidden heart of it. Touch, taste, smell your way to the holy and hidden heart of it. Um, you notice that those are all senses, touch, taste, and smell. And of course, in previous videos, I talked about listen to your life, see it for the fathomless mystery that it is. So now the next three senses. So those are what I was meditating on, what it means to touch my way to the holy and hidden heart of it. And I'll tell you, being in isolation for a week, not being able to touch anyone, even to pet the cat, um, not able to even be close to another person, really was hard. Of course, we went through that in COVID too, to an extent where we had to stay away from people. And we know how hard that was and how damaging it was to our psyches, right? It's not good. I was remembering the words of that famous, I'm trying to remember the words, that famous Bruce Springsteen song, Human Touch. Um, I'll have to go find it. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. That the great philosopher, theologian, Bruce Springsteen, in his song Human Touch, says, I ain't looking for prayers or pity. Ain't coming round searching for a crutch. I just want someone to talk to and a little of that human touch. Just a little of that human touch. We may not think that we need human touch. We may think that we are self-sufficient. We don't need any help. We don't need closeness with anyone else. And sometimes for good reasons. Sometimes we don't want, because touch can be violent. Touch can be threatening. Touch can be abusive. And we don't want that. That's not what it's about. Human touch, it doesn't even have to be physical to be able to touch someone else, to be in contact with someone else, talk on the phone, send a text, but with intention of reaching out and touching and letting someone else touch me. It's tricky sometimes, right? It's hard to be vulnerable, and we have to be careful. But on the other hand, we need human touch. I would also say feline touch, canine touch, um, but we certainly need that as human beings in order to touch our way into the holy and hidden heart of it. There is where the divine is in that relationship between us. That is skin. It's in our bodies, our skin, our sinews, our muscles, our hearts, our hair, our fingers, that we are, as human beings, meant to be with others in some good and healthy way. So that's a good meditation right there. What are the good and healthy ways to be in touch? And if there were inappropriate or abusive ways that you have in your past, or maybe even in your present, would be the time to um, face that and ask, what do I need to do in order to have healthy touch in my life? So that was my meditation there. Touch, taste. Well, not being able to eat certain things because of the no iodine diet was a real pain. But in the sort of the way of mindful eating, now it has caused me to be more mindful of what I'm eating. So, for instance, this lovely dried date, which I might have just passed by the table and went, oh, the date, pop it in my mouth and eat it. But now I couldn't eat this all of the week before the first scan. Dried fruit, no, no. But now I can taste, taste my way to the holy and hidden heart of it. Mm, what a mindful thing to do is to have that piece of date or whatever you're eating on my tongue and understanding that it is part of being um, within the divine, part of swimming in that sea of divinity. And as I eat this and I'm reminded of that, it's a spiritual experience right there. It's a prayer right there. I'm touching the holy and touching and tasting the holy and hidden heart of God through my taste buds. Wonderful things are taste buds. So you might want to, as a spiritual practice, to find a food that you really like. Um, maybe one you don't like. I don't know. Have to think about that. Maybe start with one you like. But eat it mindfully, very mindfully. And as you're doing it, remember that you are in the presence of the divine as you're eating, as you're taking the wonder of nature into your own body. God created nature, God created your body, and you're taking it in for nourishment, for delight. And in order to be touching the holy heart of God, who knew a date could be so wonderful? Now, smell, touch, taste, and smell your way to the holy and hidden heart of it. That one's a little easier for me because I do love to light candles, and even more, maybe not more, but equally like to light incense. So I have my candles here. And lighting a stick of incense, especially in a difficult time, but anytime I want to have sort of more um, spiritual um, vibe going on. Because for me, somehow, the light certainly is a spiritual thing that helps me to be mindful of the presence of God and the smell. I particularly like sandalwood. You might like something else, but doesn't matter what the smell is. Um, and that could be a discipline as well, to simply sit for 5 minutes with a candle and or a stick of incense, however you like to do that, and reflect on how you are smelling your way to the holy and hidden heart of it. That God uses all of our senses, touch, taste, smell, sight, the whole thing, in order to be with us, communicate with us, hold us, love us. So grab a stick of incense or a scented candle, whatever works for you to bring you into that place of smelling. No, not smelling, not you smelling, of appreciating all of our senses, because all of them are involved in being in the heart of God. So that's my reflection, treadmill reflection for this week. I think we have one or two more, can't remember, to go, but I'll be on the treadmill, back on the treadmill on Monday. So I will see you again then. Bye for now.